Hey everybody, NaMo here. Saturday morning, early again. Another early day. I could not go back to sleep after waking up around 6. I've really got no plans today. Nothing set in stone of what I want to accomplish today. I need to mow. That's always a given. So I need to mow for sure. I've got some things that I would like to do, but again, nothing I'm really planning on doing. I do want to try and work on this area. I don't have any mortar to set those concrete blocks in place, but at least I can dig out a trench, get them all lined up how I want them, built up how I want them, start smoothing this out. Leave a little bit of a gap in between so I can come back with mortar later on and get them secured. But I'd like to get this spot leveled out and fixed because I'm tired of looking at this dirt pile. And I really want to get that tree planted because out of the 3 crab apples, that one, and that one, it is the most problematic because it continues to grow up but not straight. So I really need to get it in the ground and get it properly staked. Still got those black locusts that I dropped last week that need to be cut up, brought up, chipped up. I still got more black locusts that I need to cut down. Still got a lot of weeding to do. Still got the handrails for the steps. There's a lot. There's a lot to do. I'm not going to sit here and tell you this is what I'm going to do today because how many times does that work out? So I'm just going to do what I can do today. I need to actually record some collection videos because I haven't done those in a while. I meant to do those this week. I've got a few that I want to go ahead and do that need to be done. So I want to record those today at some point. Michelle's kids come back tonight. My kids come back tomorrow. So today is pretty much the perfect day to do as many of those videos as I can. So let's see where we go. Alright, so I've been doing kind of like busy work, small jobs that take long. Still working on it. I'm just taking a break right now. I'm not worn out or tired. It's just sweating a lot. It's very warm. And of course what I'm doing, just staying busy, I'm gonna sweat anyway. So let me go ahead and show you what I have done and what I'm kind of working on. So like I said last week, I needed to clean up the shop just a little bit. So I took all these pots out of this corner, organized them underneath the table. I've got a few up on the table. All the straw that was in here is now in that trash bag. I've got a spot right there that the wheelbarrow can go. I brought up the farm tub and filled it full of all the potting soil that was in the compost spinner, the thing that I use to make potting soil. And these are all the pots and things that were down there under the deck. I've got to sort them in here somehow too. Now over here, there's a hump here. It's filled full of these red kind of marbly rocks. You can see them all right there. I started breaking this up and trying to level this out. So I've been meaning to do that for a while. So what I was doing is I had the sifter sitting on top of the wheelbarrow, and I would take a few shovelfuls, put it on the sifter, sift through it, dump the rocks in there, dump the dirt back there so I could level everything out. Well, I broke the sifter. It was old. It was rotting anyways. You see the 2 pieces that came off of it. I've got to build a new one anyways, because it doesn't exactly fit on my wheelbarrow. I would like to have one that I could sit down with lips that touch here and up at the front. That way we can actually sift by hand into the wheelbarrow. But I broke it, so I'll probably keep using the spud bar to break everything up, and the flat shovel just to kind of pile everything here. But I want to get all this flattened and smoothed, because even though this is like the perfect spot, being under the shade and right by a water source, so I could pot stuff up here and set them off to the side and water them, it's so low. Like, here's eye level, so I'm ducking, like I'm walking in between these joists. I hit my head on them, so I have to duck and kind of walk, you know, all hunched over. Bad posture, you know, it ends up hurting my back. So I want to move this. I would like to move it to that spot where I'm, you know, getting all the rock out of there and smoothing it out. But I'm sure I'm going to move it up there and then realize, you know, it's not in full shade like this. I need to put it somewhere where it is, or I'm not going to like it somehow. I'm going to change my mind about it somehow. But I would like to have this up there by the shed so that that workbench can actually be useful. I can use the shed as my garden tool and potting shed. I would love for this thing to go inside it, but it's too big. It's way too big. It would take up way too much room. I wouldn't be able to even put the wheelbarrow under the table if I move this thing in there. So it has to be outside somewhere. And I don't want it to be down here anymore. This water hose, really the only thing we have it ever hooked up for and use is when we have this bucket in the kitchen that we dump all of our uneaten food and food waste into, and then we dump it in the compost pile. We walk over here, we spray it out with the water hose, and then dump that back in the compost pile. That's really the only time we ever use this water hose. I still have a hose reel that I need to attach to the wall here so that I can actually hang the water hose. But like I said, that's really all we ever use it for. If this water spigot is actually on the front, it would get a whole lot more use. But we were originally going to have the plumbers, when they redid this spigot, we were going to have them put in a spigot on the front of the house. But it was going to be like an extra, I think he said like $1,500. And it was a whole lot cheaper just to put in those, you know, rain barrels that I've got put in. So, and that works a whole lot, well, not that much better because the water pressure isn't as good. We don't have good water pressure in the house anyway, so this water hose rarely ever, like, the pressure for it kind of sucks too. I use it to spray off the mower, and sometimes it doesn't get everything. So you can tell I'm tired and hot right now because I'm rambling. I need to stop doing that. So I need to just stop recording and get back to work, and I will update you on everything else that I do today. So sitting here on the deck, all I hear is Russet whining. There he is. Kind of hard to see because of the glare. But there he is, sitting on top of his kennel. And if you look here, that is the top of his kennel. There's a piece of wood that I put on it, and the actual top of the side of his kennel. So everything is bowed in real bad. So, like I said a few weeks ago, I got a piece of wood, and I measured it. You can hear Ematep going crazy. But the red line is what I need to cut, and that's what needs to go on top. So instead of letting him continue to bow that in and probably break his kennel, I'm going to go ahead and cut this. I was wanting to put bits, like strips, on the side to create a lip so that it doesn't shift and move. But for the time being, We just need to get this cut and set on top of the kennel. Russet. Come here. Come on. Lay down. Good boy. Good boy. Move a little. So I eat those lips. Okay. You're welcome. I'm continuing on with leveling this out. So even though that is broke, it still fits around this pot. So I can get about 2 or 3 shovels into here, sift it all through. And now I cleaned up that area. There's no more rock to be dug out. I use a spade bar, break all this up, kind of get it all raked up, sift it, and then dump the rocks over there. And about the time that gets full, because that is how much is actually was in there, dump that in there, clear this spot out, dump this over here, and then dump that pot in there. I'm not explaining this the best because I'm still very hot, but yeah, break all that up, put a few shovels in there, sift it out, dump the rocks. Get a few more shovels, put it in there, sift it out, dump the rocks. Once that is full and I've cleared that area, I dump what's in the wheelbarrow behind me so I'm not, sifting it through. That way I can get it leveled out once I'm to about like here. That's as far as I'm wanting to go. This didn't take me that long, especially doing how I'm doing. So it shouldn't take me too much longer to get to the edge of the building, because I don't think I'm going to be able to get to the edge of the pad. I might, but that's going to leave, see, all of this is just nothing but that rock berm all through here. So I can level this out to about there probably, and then all that is going to be some other time, some job for some other time, because all that grass growing in it, it's not going to be as easy as this is coming up. about 3:30. I've pretty much finished as much as I wanted to do today. Well, I mean, there's a lot more that I wanted to do, but I finished getting the rock out from beside the shed, dumped the dirt back, smoothed it out, and set the compost tumbler back up there. I'm a little worried about it because we do have those straight line winds, and in the back of the house it was kind of protected. At the moment there is no compost or potting soil or anything inside it. I've got everything inside that farm tub that I've got sitting inside the shed. Now, I will eventually be putting stuff back in there so I can tumble it and use it and everything. I don't have anything at the moment, but I will. I do really need to get something in it because the straight line winds, like I said, I fear it'll knock it over, and then I'll just have to set it right back up because it's not secured at all. I'll show you here in a minute. I've got everything pretty much cleaned back up, put back in the shed, so it looks really nice in there. I'm very happy with it. There are 3 roses I've got sitting on the table in the shed. Excuse me, because they were some of the roses from work. While I was tending to them, some bits broke off, so I shoved them in dirt and brought them home, clipped them clean, put them in root hormone, and set them in the tiny pots. Now, I need more of those tiny pots to go with me to work. That way I have something to put plants in that I dig up that are big enough that they have a shot of being saved. So I'm gonna take those and put them into bigger pots. At the moment, I don't believe they have a root system yet. They do have buds. They are budding out. They are growing. So there is something coming off of them. So I got to do that carefully. So that's going to be my first pots that I'll be doing in the shed on the workbench in the new potting shed. So I'm going to get that taken care of. And then I need to water all the plants out here in front of the deck. The oak leaf hydrangeas are starting to wilt, and usually that means everything else needs a drink too. So I need to water that and then do the last bits of cleanup, and I should be able to go take a shower, go rest on the couch for a bit, and possibly shoot some Transformers collection videos, stuff like that. Hopefully. Hopefully I don't get lazy and not do it again. So we'll see how that goes. But because I know I'm going to forget it because I've forgotten to do it already. I know I'm going to forget before I sign off of here. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, let me know what you like, what you don't like, leave me any questions that you have for me that you would like for me to answer at some point. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. My handles are at the end of the video, at the outro. My links are in the description. I've also got a Discord, so the link is also in the description for that. Jump on there and join that. It is set up to where it automatically notifies you anytime I post on Twitter, anytime I post on YouTube. So that is probably your best place to do the notifications. Other than that, you can click the bell and receive notifications through YouTube. So follow me on all those platforms, and I'm going to sit here for a bit, let the breeze cool me off, and then get up and do the final cleanup and mess with those rose cuttings. So you see down here under the deck, there's not too much more left to pick up, just a few little things, bits of scrap, some other bits we need to find somewhere to put it. And like I said, I got to put that hose hanger on the wall and put the hose up. I know there's one here already. This is one that they put in. And you see they put it in with the drywall anchor. And that just doesn't hold. It doesn't hold at all. Back up here at the shed, I've got the compost turner put where I need it to be. These cinder blocks are not exactly firm. That's what they were sitting on down there below the deck. And like I said, it's empty, so it's really light. So I'm pretty sure a good sized wind will knock it off of there. Then I'll have to reset it. So I got either get some weight inside that or figure something out about the cinder blocks or the base for the turner. Here inside the shed, you can see here's my 2 pots of roses. So I've got this rose here that I cut a while back. It lost all of its major leaves except for this one, and it's got 3 little shoots coming off of it. Like I said, I don't really know how good of roots or any roots it has, but the soil is dried up enough. It looks like it just pop out and I can stick it in one of these pots pretty easily. These 2 came off the same rose bush. They haven't lost their leaves yet, but they also haven't shriveled up. I think I've had them for about 2 weeks now. So I'm gonna try and split that bit of soil down the middle and get them into pots. I've got all my big outdoor pots here and all my regular pots there. Potting soil, worm castings. That's the soil that came out of the compost turner. And just everything as organized as I can at the moment. And I think it looks pretty good. This old bag of birdseed I'm using as my trash bag. And of course we got the box of scraps my parents gave me for kindling for the fire pit. So there's the final look at the inside of the shed. Well, just finished watering. And I also remembered I meant to be down here pulling all these weeds today. I wanted to grab all the plants, move them out here into the grass, take the weed eater or the hoe, just cut everything down and then spray it. Because right here there's a oak leaf hydrangea in a big pot, an oak leaf hydrangea right there in a small pot. Which honestly, without it flowering, couldn't tell that they're there. I've stomped down the weeds around these trays of small plants and small trees that I've pulled from work. And I almost lost that daylily. I didn't even know it was there the last time I watered. There's that one rose. I still don't know what it is. I mean, it just continues to be floppy and put out these skinny shoots and never flowers. So I might actually just get rid of that one. I'm not liking it. So that's what Solomon seal looks like once it's filled in and clumped up. Here's the 2 excuse me, there's the 2 roses that were put in one pot together and the other one. So I've got them put in their own bigger pots so that they have more room to have roots. And they actually did have some small roots holding on to all the soil when I put them in. And then all the roses and inkberry hollies. And I started pulling weeds because I couldn't find my cactus. It was full of weeds. So I started pulling weeds, and these 2 because I had 5 cactus. These two, when I yanked the weed, the whole thing came out of the pot. It split in half. That ear had roots. So I thought, well, go ahead and pot them up. So now I've got 6. Having more plants always makes me happy. So I've got everything tidied up, cleaned up, closed up. Watering was the last thing I needed to do. So I'm done. I'm gonna go rest for a bit. It's my back. After doing all that rock, my back is killing me. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.